The MGR phenomenon is unparalleled in the history of media. Unprecedented as a political true story. Unmatched as a human drama. With revealing insights into the collective unconscious of a society. A drama where fact and fiction, dream and reality merged to produce a hero. A hero not only on screen and on stage, but a real hero of the masses in flesh and blood. Ramachandran was born in 1917. His father, a civil servant, died within 2 years, leaving his wife and 2 sons in abject poverty. Satyabhama migrated to a small town in Tamil Nadu. Despite her strong will and hard work, she found it difficult to raise her children on her own. When Ramachandran was hardly 7, he was dispatched with his elder brother, through a benevolent relative, as a young performer in a touring dramatic troupe. Thus M.G.Ramachandran and his brother grew up to be teenagers while earning a living as touring actors. 10 years later, Ramachandran got his first break in cinema in a supporting role. The Indian film industry was going through the critical phase of change from silent cinema to talkies, a trend which subsidized films in regional languages. Although the run-of-the-mill Tamil film was a mediocre mythological in its theme, a parallel stream of socially significant films with nationalist themes had begun to flow. Immediately after independence, the forces solidified in such a manner that it became no longer possible to discuss either the film history or the political history of Tamil Nadu without bringing in the relationship between the two. It has remained so from 1948 to the present. To those unfamiliar with personalities and undercurrents of the regional politics of Tamil Nadu, we must introduce the dramatis personae of these 30 years. Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, affectionately called Rajaji, world-renowned elder statesman, twice Chief Minister of the state, who succeeded Lord Mountbatten and became the last Governor-General of India, conscience keeper of Mahatma Gandhi during the freedom struggle, Rajaji. E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar, the masses admiringly called him Periyar, meaning the great man, founder of the Dravidian movement, social reformer, sometimes agnostic, sometimes atheist. Periyar changed the course of Tamil history as a radical rationalist. Kamaraj, who succeeded Rajaji as chief minister and later rose as Congress president on the national scene, adored by the masses as one who rose from them. Kamaraj successfully steered through 2 very difficult periods of succession in national leadership, from Jawaharlal Nehru to Lal Bahadur Shastri and from Shastri to Indira Gandhi. C.N. Annadurai, novelist, dramatist, film writer. A follower of Periyar, Annadurai later founded his own party, the Dravidian Progressive Party, DMK, the first major challenge as an alternative to the monolithic Congress Party. He endeared himself to the millions of Tamils as Anna, his shortened name, which also means the elder brother. And now, M.G.Ramachandran, MGR to the millions, disciple of Annadurai, destined to be his successor as leader of the Tamil people. Concurrent with his entry into cinema, with modest supporting roles, Ramachandran's admiration for Mahatma Gandhi drove him to become a member of the Congress Party. He was also deeply attracted all along by the rationalistic arguments of Periyar. When Ramachandran was on the road to stardom in the late 1940s, a chance meeting with Annadurai changed the course of his life. Anna became his mentor, his model, his father figure. It was just then Anna broke away from Periyar and formed his own party. The party attracted many performing talents, winning the sympathy and admiration of the great comedian N.S. Krishnan, popularly compared to Charlie Chaplin for his genius. Annadurai's screenplays propagated his enthusiasm for radical change and social reforms. M.G.Ramachandran became a pillar of the DMK. Performing in over 130 films, MGR created an archetype for himself. His zest for reform and downright earnestness to propagate his ideals came through every role he performed. Off-screen, in his real life, MGR built up a reputation for charity, rushing to the aid of the poor and downtrodden, distributing free raincoats to the rickshaw pullers during monsoon, arriving on the scene to console the victims of a fire accident, rushing with personal help and attention. He was there when any calamity took place, cyclone or floods. The genuineness of his feeling for suffering humanity, his concern for the poor, his simplicity and accessibility for people in grief, marked him as a unique combination of the exclusive glitter of film stardom with the simplicity and warmth of the village leader, distinct yet not distant. The screen image was that of a Hercules in strength, James Bond in modernity, and Jesus Christ in his love for fellow men. The fusion of the on-screen and off-screen images built him up. But he is by no means a fickle film star. With an indomitable will to serve his people and an indefatigable strength to sustain his power, he has grown to be a statesman in his own right. He may have become an actor by accident, but he is a determined politician by his own deliberate choice. Kamaraj questioned, how can there be government by actors? The ridicule only drove the performing talents closer to Anna. Anna welcomed them with open arms. Anna had himself performed on stage occasionally. January 1967. A few weeks before the general election, MGR was visited by his actor friend, M.R. Radha. Radha had performed the villain in scores of MGR movies. In an extraordinary event, reenacting film situations in real life, Radha pulled out his revolver and shot MGR. Critically wounded in his gullet, MGR was in hospital with his life at stake. Millions cried and prayed as several thousands flocked to the hospital compound to have a glimpse of their hero. With the psychic blessings of millions of his fans, he survived. Election posters of the DMK carried his photograph with bandages. The public was solidly with him. They had learned to laugh with him and to cry with him. And now they voted the DMK to power, with MGR himself winning by the largest margin obtained by any single candidate in any assembly elections in India. Annadurai became the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. The 1967 elections had created political instability all over the country, with unstable coalitions in power. By contrast, the people of Tamil Nadu voted Anna and his party to power. The subliminal impact of the MGR image and the public sympathy for him after he had been shot was a decisive factor in the DMK victory. Anna recognized MGR as his important lieutenant, his next in command, in terms of moral authority in the party. Within 2 years of his becoming chief minister, the cruel hand of fate removed Anna from the scene. He died of cancer, leaving the whole state in grief. In the maneuverings that followed for succession, popular orator-screenwriter Karunanidhi became the chief minister in 1969. The traumatic experience of the leader's death kept the party together for a short while. The people were getting disillusioned. In 1972, concerned about the future of the party and of the ideals of his Anna, MGR, as treasurer of the party, began to exercise financial control. He demanded accounts from the other functionaries of the party, including the chief minister, for the fabulous sums of money collected by the leaders for party funds. Karunanidhi chose to reply by expelling the matinee idol from the party. October 1972. It became necessary for Marudur Gopalamenon Ramachandran, the boy from the traveling drama troupe, to rise to the occasion. To perpetuate the memory of his mentor Anna and his broad idealism. To build himself up internally into the role people had already given him, he formed his own new political party, Anna DMK, which later he renamed as All India Anna DMK to remove the parochial stigma. The elder statesman Rajaji gave his blessings to MGR to fight out corruption. In January 1976, Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi dismissed the Karunanidhi government and brought the state under President's rule. MGR always admired Mrs. Gandhi and extended his support to her, recognizing her as the only leader who could govern India with genuine concern for the masses and with a sense of discipline at the same time. In the general elections of 1977 for Parliament, his support helped Mrs. Gandhi to secure a majority of Parliament seats from Tamil Nadu, although she suffered defeat in the northern states. In the elections for State Assembly, the AIADMK swept to power and MGR became the chief minister. Successively under the leadership of Rajaji, Kamaraj and Annadurai, the state of Tamil Nadu had earned a reputation of excellent administration, and MGR substantially succeeded in restoring a clean administration, thus doubly winning the confidence of the people of Tamil Nadu. Although Mrs. Gandhi was not in power, MGR was constant in his admiration and support for her. His party supported her in every by-election. However, in a complex realignment of political forces during the elections to the National Parliament in January 1980, Mrs. Gandhi and MGR found themselves in opposite camps despite their warm friendship and regard for each other. Mrs. Gandhi triumphantly returned to power as Prime Minister. While Mrs. Gandhi's Congress party won the elections in 8 out of the 9 states where elections were held in May 1980, the people of Tamil Nadu returned MGR to power with greater strength. The people of Tamil Nadu voted for Mrs. Gandhi and her party in January 1980 for the National Parliament. Within 4 months, they voted for MGR and his party to govern the state. The crowd of over 1 million that had gathered in Madras city for the victory celebration grew ecstatic to have their leader back in power. MGR declared that he would extend full cooperation to Mrs. Indira Gandhi, reaffirming his friendship and regard.
Having produced this compilation in 1980, it is with a sense of profound regret that I update this in the unfortunate circumstance of having to convert it into a memoir. MGR passed away in the early hours of the 24th of December, 1987. His years as Chief Minister saw great achievements to his credit, particularly in the realm of social welfare. He will be long remembered for his innovative midday meal scheme, which he implemented on a massive scale in the schools of Tamil Nadu. Intensely devoted to the cause of national integration, MGR became an example of a leader of a regional party in power, contributing substantially to exceptionally cordial center-state relations. He made his impact felt even in international affairs by his contribution in helping the government of India to arrive at a long-term solution to the ethnic crisis in Sri Lanka through the Indo-Sri Lanka Agreement. Indeed, M.G.Ramachandran became a legend in his lifetime, a legend which will live forever, for MGR was a man of history, a social and political phenomenon that will be studied with love, fascination, and respect by future generations.